Hello guys, so I was reading an article this morning and the article goes like this. From 2021, Addison Lee is gonna introduce driverless taxis in London. So here is the problem. There are two major things with this statement. First of all, Addison Lee taxis. Last time I checked, in London, you need to still pass the knowledge test to be called a taxi. And Addison Lee was still a private hire company. Unless, some operator of those driverless taxis is gonna pass the knowledge. I don't see how come Addison Lee is gonna magically become a taxi company from 2021. And second of all, there is no legislation with in regards with driverless cars. Okay, so let me explain you what's wrong with Addison Lee at the moment. Addison Lee is like your dumb old uncle who've been through a very nasty divorce, lost everything in a divorce, lost the house, lost the key, lost the kids, and he still has to pay an alimony. He decided to go through a midlife crisis, goes to Vietnam, and gets back with a wife and a child. With a stepchild, by the way. So it's exactly the same thing that happens with Addison Lee at the moment. They had their days of glory. Uber came along, Via Van came along. The majority of their drivers left to Uber or Via Van because they could not put up with their bullcrap. And right now, Addison Lee is desperate to do crazy statements like this in order to keep credibility. This is just a PR stunt. They're not going to introduce driverless cars in 2021. And let me tell you why. First of all, for the last 3 years, UK government is trying to figure out the Brexit. So you're telling me that in 3 year time, the government is gonna magically introduce revolutionary legislation in regards with driverless cars? I mean, the government cannot figure out what's gonna happen with the border between UK and Ireland after the Brexit. They can't even make their own mind what color the passport are going to be after they from March 2019. But you're telling me that the government it's so capable that they're going to completely change the law in regards with cars. They're going to completely change the law with the insurance, because when you have driverless cars on the road, you will have people who are gonna be injured and are gonna die because of driverless cars. There is also a person who died in so far in US because of driverless cars. But there is no way that the government, I'm not bashing the government, I'm not even a British citizen, I'm just a resident, but I'm not trying to tell off the government, but there is no way the government is gonna be able to implement a new law in regards with the driverless cars. They have better things on their mind. They have to figure out a Brexit, for flip's sake. Otherwise, everything is gonna be really messed up. But yeah, like I said, Addison Lee is right now it's desperate, and they're pulling all these crazy stunts, like PR stunts. But there is no way they're gonna introduce driverless cars by 2021. First of all. Second of all, TfL, if they're gonna call themselves taxis, TfL, they will have to completely define taxis and private hires if they're gonna do that. But that's not gonna happen. You know what? I'm sorry, Addison Lee, but this PR stunt, it's a big bullcrap.